Yo, 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 yo. All right, can y'all hear me? Uh, can you hear me? We had some technical difficulties earlier, so we'll try it again. Uh, Showing a little rust. All right, it's better. All right, all right. Man, um, been away from this microphone for longer than I thought. I went to my live tab and just I wanted to see how many lives that I really put together in the last year. I've been away from the microphone. Um, so to the people that have been rocking with me over the years, I definitely appreciate you because I definitely been away from the microphone. I definitely been going through it. I definitely been living life. I definitely have lived everything that I have talked about over the years. I have proof of concept, that's for sure. But I wanted to see, like, damn, like when's the last time I really been getting it in? I mean, like really, really getting it in, and it's been a while. So I want to knock off the rust. I definitely know what it's like to go from high, super high to super low, and that's the path. When you're really doing it, and all our paths look different, but I know what it's like to be the dude. I know what it's like to be super popular. You know what I mean? I know what it's like to go viral. I know what it's like for your DMs to be cracking and just be important. And then I know what it's like and anybody checking for you and things that when people talk about you, it ain't in the best light. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but I'm back. Um, and I'll try to get my feet back under me for what you know me for. And you know what I'm saying, and get these builds back together. Is still heaven on earth. This is still the number one place for personal development. This is still ministry for the abstract mind, and this is a safe space for everybody out there that has an out the box philosophy. And we don't believe that you have to die in order to go to heaven. All you have to do is be real, reflective, enlightened, accountable, but most importantly, limitless. Shout out to the people that have been going like this with me. For sure. Selfish transformation cost a lot. It's the biggest price you ever gonna pay. The upfront cost is things and stuff, and you're gonna lose people. You're gonna lose people, but you're gonna gain yourself. Now, I can't tell you about a lot of other shit, but I could definitely tell you about transformation, selfish transformation. I could definitely tell you about personal development. I could definitely tell you about shadow work. Not only do I talk about it, but I actually put it to the test and put it on the wood and live it in real time. I always walked the path. I've been trying to be righteous for years. Now, to me, righteous don't mean the square. You know what I'm saying? Righteous just means to be able to self-govern. Righteous means I self Lord and master. I'm the law, and my consciousness is not just reading books. I need to try it. I need to taste it. I need to feel it. I need to go out and make mistakes and see what it looks like. I need to be embarrassed. I need to feel what it's like to be humiliated. I need to know what it's like to take a L. I need to know what it's like to manipulate and get manipulated. I need to know what it's like to finesse and get finesse. I need to know what it's like to take something and to get something taken from me. I need to know what it's like to love hard and somebody don't love me back. And I need to know what it's like for me to love hard and I don't reciprocate. That's my righteousness. And I always walked the path, but I never accepted the path. I always go back and forth, but I accept the path. So today, what I'm going to do is we're going to talk about the hero's journey, right? And I'm going to use my experience that I did a few months back, going batshit crazy with the peace walk and running through the filter of the hero's journey. Now, a lot of people, I got a lot of support when I was doing that. It's 4 months later. Can you believe that shit? And now I'm really like ready to talk about the experience, and so much has happened. I got a lot of support. A lot of people was inspired by what I went through, but selfish transformation is ugly, yo. I paid a price, right? My healing journey cost me. My personal development, proof of concept journey, what you see me do on camera, how it looked to you, that cost me a lot. Like my life looks nothing the same. My network, people that was around me, my security, I lost a lot. True healing, from what I know now, if you're really healing, it's going to cost you, right? I don't know about what your healing journey looks like based on the price that you paid. The price that I paid in order to change my operating system, you have no idea. I made some big gambles. You know what I mean? I'm in one piece, but the world that I gave up, I mean, my life was fucking lit. I didn't give up like I wasn't like a hobo ass nigga. I wasn't on somebody's couch, right? I was living a life that people say they want. I had contacts that people say that they want. I was making moves and trips and going viral. I had a Facebook. I was up here, you know what I'm saying? Especially for somebody with a GED. What? Right? But I had to burn it. I had to burn it because if I didn't burn it, I wasn't going to be right in the long run. So I always walked the path, but I never accepted it. I always had one foot here and one foot there. But based on what happened to me, based on what I went through, I now accept the path. So I'm going to talk about the hero's journey, and I'm going to use it based on from what I went through. And hopefully you can apply some of the things I went through, and you can plug the hero's journey into your life. Now, the hero's journey is for women too. It's not just men being called to something. The hero's journey is also for women. It is a journey and it is a path. And it has nothing to do with flexing or a glow up. Like when you're really on this path, the pictures you post is going to be ugly. The pictures I posted and the videos I had was me outside walking the highway. Like I know if I'm on somebody's dash cam, like what is this nigga doing out here? I know that looked crazy. That was an ego death. People seen that shit. I posted it online for people to judge and people to look at me crazy and people to whisper and, you know, you see your man, your boy going crazy. I know what I was doing. That was an ego death. I needed to, the version of me that was in other people's minds, I needed to die. I needed, and I knew if I still was that guy that people had in their mind, then I was never going to transition into the path that I wanted to. So what it did was it released me from people's eyeballs. You know, I was caught in the character that I created over the years. You know what I'm saying? So I needed to press the reset button. And when I was pressing that reset button, of course, people talked. I wanted them to. You know what I mean? I wanted to have an ego death, right? The most free I've ever felt was when I was outside. It was crazy. It was scary. I could have died. It was dangerous, but I was very free. That's the most free I've ever been. You know what I'm saying? I went on a real adventure. I got to see what I was made of. I was in the woods climbing over barbed wire fences and looking at dead corpses of deers and shit. Like I was really on some Indiana Jones shit for the time that I was out there. And it was scary. I was going crazy. I turned my back on the world, right? So I can pick myself up. So when this person is saying that they're healing, How much does it cost? This shit ain't pretty, yo, right? You are addressing your twin, which is your shadow, right? So let's get into the hero's journey: departure, initiation, and return. So the hero's journey is broken down into this: the ordinary world, the call to adventure, refusal of the call, meeting the mentor, crossing the first threshold. That's departure. Okay. Then you have initiation. You have tests, allies, and enemies. You have approach to the innermost cave. You have the ordeal, the reward. That's initiation. And then you have the return. You have the road back, the resurrection, return with the elixir. I went through every last one of these joints. I went through each stage of the hero's journey. You know what I'm saying? Right? So my view is different these days when I think about when somebody is doing the work. Like, what does that look like? When somebody says they're doing the work, you know, that's a buzzword now. We hear that a lot. You got to do the work. You got to do the work. Well, what is the work? What is the work? Is it finances? Can be. Is it marriage? Can be. Right? Is it community? Can be. But to me, the work is something totally different. And when I talk about it now, I don't talk from a level of theory. I talk from a level of I actually did it, right? How many people can say that they put their house up, their relationships up, their network up, their child up, their income up, their entire way of life up, their reputation up here? How many people can say that? Right? So when it comes to the work, I got proof of concept. I'm not just, this ain't theory. I'm not going to use a biblical tale to describe the work when I did it myself, right? So departure, initiation, return. So departure, the ordinary world, the hero's initial life before the adventure begins setting the stage and establishing their known world. Okay, the hero's initial life before the adventure begins setting the stage and establishing their known world. So, what was my life before the peace walk? What was my life? Trips, baddies, whips, 5-star restaurants, lit ass hotels, heavy materialism, root chakra poppy shit, the best cocaine money can buy, right? That was my life. So I was balancing that life with intellect, you know what I'm saying? Pro-black ideology, Abraham and Esther Hicks, Wayne Dyer, you know what I'm saying? So I'm balancing this material life with these books and these information that I know. That was my life before. So I was able to navigate between those worlds. But my life was the shit. Did debt come with it? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't even discuss half of the way that I was living. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times I would get on camera and I would lightly talk about my life. But lit, running through money like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? When I say that I've been putting baddies on their back, I am not playing. No, I'm not 6'5", right? Yeah, I got a little eye thing going on, blind and shit. I can't tell you how I was making the moves that I was making, but I ain't Floyd Mayweather. But goddamn it, I tasted a little bit of what he tastes. You know what I'm saying? That was my life before. But it wasn't enough. Wasn't enough. I was still fiending for something. You know what I'm saying? I was 40 pounds, almost 50 pounds heavier than I was now. I wasn't that healthy. You know what I'm saying? My depression was going through the roof. My drug intake was going crazy. So I was living the life, but didn't mean shit. right? More baddies, more pussy, right? More drugs, increase everything because you do it for so long. It doesn't mean shit. Like, if you ain't really never been to the BT Awards, if you ain't never stand on the couches, international trips and all that, it's cool. Don't get it twisted. And that is things that you enjoy, but it don't mean that much. You fuck one bad bitch, you fuck them all. You been to one dope ass beach, you been to them all. You drive one, you know what I mean? It don't mean shit. It means shit when you haven't tasted it, right? The desire for the baddie, the desire to be important, the desire to have a lot of followers. Let me tell you something. The followers that I had on Facebook, that was a prison. And let me tell you what it did. I used to think the moves that I was making, it was actually people that was genuinely fucking with me. It was not. It was based off the life that I showed on social media. I was blinded by my own hubris. I was blinded by the character that I created for myself. I genuinely thought people were showing up for me. Nigga, no. No. I'm lit. So people want to see what it looked like behind the scenes. And when you came and met me in real life, yeah, I'm really doing them drugs. Yeah, I'm really Corvette driving. I'm really Jaguar driving. I'm really Benz driving. I'm really in an apartment downtown DC, fly shit. I'm really taking these trips. I'm really doing that. I'm really running with people that's getting money out the streets, millions of dollars. Yeah, I'm really doing that shit. I'm not just talking online. I am really living that shit. I really got roster of bitches for sure. What did it mean? Right? Drove me crazy. So the ordinary world in my hero's journey is crazy because everything I said that I wanted, I got it. And it wind up burning me out. Because in saying that I wanted to deal with the baddest women in the world, that I wanted to drive a certain kind of way, that I wanted to make money on my laptop, that I wanted to go viral, I never said who I wanted to become. I was so focused on the outside shit that I never talked about who do I want to become in the process. That's why the shit felt meaningless, because you wake up in the hotel and you look over and you're like, yeah, she bad, but I didn't become anything. In the pursuit of this pussy, I didn't become nothing. This is the same movie. I've been here before. I remember I was talking to a chick one time and she was like propositioning me like, don't you want to have a women are crazy. Oh, that's shadow work too, because I seen women in so many crazy lights that the average man hasn't seen. So when the girlies be on TikTok popping it, I'm like, man, please. Right? I remember a girl was talking to me and she was trying to make it seem like a big deal showing up with her, like a girl on my arm. Like, women are under the impression that when you show up for beautiful women, that is a magnet to men. I never made no more money with men showing up with bad bitches. Showing up with bad bitches got me other women. It didn't get me no status with men. If anything, it make them want to kill me and take the girl. But I never got no money with a dude because he was like, yo, you got the bitches. No. Showing up with baddies got me more baddies. That's where women got it twisted. You think this is a game with men? That's maybe on some bro shit. But if I'm walking with a baddie, it's to get other bitches. That's what it did. It didn't put me in more proximity to men. It got me other women. Because when I get up and go to the bathroom, a chick is gonna dap my hand up, and inside of it is her number. It don't matter who I'm with. the game that women play. Fuck what they talking about online. I seen women's real nature. Oh no, you ain't going? Money on the table. That no turns into yes. And the most beautiful woman you ever seen is licking every single thing. Not just me, my homies. That shit is cap that be online. About standards and all that shit. A couple dollars turn no's into yeses. And it ain't even that. Sometimes you don't even got to put the money on the table. Sometimes it's what they believe your proximity to money is. Sometimes you just got to bring a chick around the money. She don't even want to get in on herself. She just want to be around the shit so she can have her phone out and all that shit, because that's a game that women play amongst themselves. You know what I mean? But I did that shit. And when I didn't know what it was everything to me. And then when it became everything to me, I became nothing. So that was my ordinary world. Like, I didn't want to go to no more parties. I didn't want to put together another LLC. I didn't want to try to build another social media page. I didn't want to go viral no more. I needed something bigger. I needed something louder. I needed to do the most craziest shit ever. And I walked away. So that is the departure, the ordinary world. I was living a very superficial life, but deep at the same time. Another party, another Super Bowl trip, another hotel, another trip, another baddie, another, like, just over and over and over again. So that was the ordinary world. Okay. That's one. So this is all departure. Two, the call to adventure. Not for nothing, too. Let me say this, too. I remember, especially like 2021, 2022, 2023, I was going live heavy. And I was putting classics together. And I'm not going to lie. Part of the ordinary world, I got tired of doing this, too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have the chat jumping, and I'm just being very transparent. I would have the chat jumping, right? And I know that I'm spitting heat. And I know that I'm giving a classic. So much so that people are taking my shit, using it for themselves, other content creators or whatever. And there would be times where no super chat or no cash app or nothing. And I'm like, who else is saying what I'm saying online? Who else is doing what I'm doing? And I began to resent the people that follow me. That was part of my ordinary world. Because from my mindset, I'm like, yo, why are you telling me that I'm changing your life in the chat? You ain't got $5, nigga, right? You ain't got. So I begin to back away from the microphone like, yo, you know what? I could go get money other places. And I'm like, how can people be listening to me for hours and you don't put no money on the wood? I was upset. You know what I mean? About, okay, so do I start talking about celebrity gossip? Do I start doing that shit? Do I turn my back on my base? I don't want to hear that I'm changing your life, right? Especially when I'm using pictures and I'm, when I'm getting in my bag. And I'm like, what the fuck? Ken, you're so dope. Pay me. What the fuck? Who the fuck you think I am? So that was part of the ordinary world, right? Because I was living a lit life in real time, but I'm like, yo, why my why my super chat and Cash App is not lit? What? So that was just part of the ordinary world. But I was in my feelings about that, like, and then I had to retool, and then like nobody owes me shit. You know what I'm saying? No one makes a person go live. You know what I mean? People give what they got, you know what I'm saying? But that's what comes with when you're doing some of the things that I'm doing. You can get entitled, you know what I'm saying? Like, how dare you not give me shit? Do you know who I am in real life? That's what happens, right? So that's the ordinary world. That's one. Two, call to adventure. An event or phenomenon that signals the hero that signals to the hero it's time to leave their family world and embark on a quest. Now, I can't tell you one event that was happening to me. It's events for years. The body does keep score. And for 20 years, I was running. I genuinely just ran out of gas. For real. I ran out of gas. I was even the lit life that I'm talking about, that cost a lot. You know what I mean? Like, there was a lot of illegal activities I was doing over the years, going to jail, catching charges, you know what I'm saying? Taking penitentiary chances, doing a little scamming, doing a little scheming, doing a little finessing, doing a little this, opening business, closing businesses, failing, keeping up with a character, keeping up with a lifestyle. So, you know what I'm saying? My mom dying, me not processing it right. Somebody close to me that was like a father dying, my auntie dying, my brother dying, people going to jail. I mean, just a lot of L's, you know what I mean? Me seeding into people and it not coming back to me allowing people to come behind the veil and get close to me, and me just giving away precious things that make me great, me giving it away to people. And then when I needed to use the shit that I gave away, I didn't have it anymore. Just drained. So it's not a one event. It's 20 years since I was 21. Just been crazy. You know what I mean? And I was tired, you know? And I was in the crib that I'm in now. And I was like, I can't do this shit no more. Literally, my brain went straight snapped. I hadn't cried like that. I was able to cry. I'm crying on camera. I knew that I was completely somewhere else when I was showing up on camera looking how I was looking. And if you know me and you know how I rock for years, I've been throwing that shit on for years. You know, I don't play about my image. But that was an ego death where I'm like, I don't give a fuck. And when I think about that time period, this is how I know that my brain went. You know what I'm saying? Because I did not care. It was a freedom in that shit. I ain't gonna lie to you, like, but that's how I know that the program that I had downloaded in me about how I show up on camera and how I present and who I am, that's how I know it was over. Because the way that I was presenting, I didn't give a damn how I was wearing the same clothes over and over. I'm fucking hopping in people's cars. I mean, like legit going crazy. Now, if you was watching it as a viewer, just think about the people that knew me. Oh, phone calls was going crazy. What is he doing? And then putting people in my business. I did not think I was going to come back. When I did the peace walk, I was going to die. I had suicidal ideations. I didn't care. I was like, I already did everything that I wanted to do. What's the purpose of getting more money? I already fucked the girls that I wanted to fuck, drove cars that I wanted to drive, went international, been on camera, been little bit of fame. So when I went outside, I genuinely, I had a big ass cut on my foot that I cut on a piece of glass before I left. I did not care about my well-being. I did not care when I was walking that highway and a car would have hit me. I was done with this shit. And I'm already an occultist too. So when I was doing that, I was like, I don't care. You know what I mean? Real ego death, real shedding, real dying. And it's crazy because people is being inspired. Ken, I love what you're doing. I'm like, do y'all know? You don't know I'm trying to die though. That's the crazy thing, that the artists in our torment is inspirational to other people. People hitting my phone like, Ken, I'm about to do this, I'm about to do that. And something clicked in me to still entertain phone calls and shit. But I'm like, I don't even know if y'all know what y'all looking at. It's crazy. So there wasn't an event, okay? In your life, sometimes it is a phenomenon, sometimes it is an event that makes you answer the call and then you just go do. So you got the ordinary world, you got the call to adventure, and that's what I did. Now, my shit was extreme, but there may be variations in your life too, like this, where you have the ordinary world and you have the call to adventure. The hero's journey is also a healing journey, right? So people, when they discuss healing, it's very surface level. There's stages and it's a structure to that shit. There's a ugliness that goes with it. You don't look the same. People think the healing journey is you heal and then you come back in love and light. No, fuck no. It is a dying, it is a rebirth, it is a, you know what I'm saying, a real thing where you lose your car, you can lose your house, you can lose your marriage, you can lose your man, you can lose your kids, you can lose everything. What you are doing is you are having a death of this person that I've been. I'm done with this person. This shit is over. I need to change and I need to change now. And I don't want to go sit on nobody's chair. I don't want to go to therapy. I don't want to go to the common shit that people are saying that you need to do. I didn't want to do that. I was too far gone. I needed something that was going to push me to the edge, that was going to damn near kill me. Okay? The ordinary world, call to adventure. That's 2. And this is all part of departure. It's 5 parts of departure. The ordinary world, the call to action, refusal of the call. The refusal of the call is the hero's hesitation or fear in the face of daunting challenge, often due to doubt. Yeah, that happened to me. That happened to me, right? The first day that I tried to start walking, you know, I went over an overpass. I remember I went to this buffet, right? It might still be on my page. Just when I was coming at Prince Ella's crazy ass. I was just there, just talking, right? But I had started walking. I had walked a couple miles, and I was like, I don't know. I was like, what am I? You know, my mind is still going, but processing this shit. Like, what am I doing? And I remember I'm like, I'm eating a lot of food, and that was gonna make me not go. So what happened? Oh, I had to get a new pair of shoes, and basically I procrastinated the whole day. I didn't want to do this. I'm like, what? I'm walking to New York. Like, what am I doing? Can I do it or whatever? I got scared. I was refusing the call, but now I'm too far. I'm too far now. I already had called shit at the crib. I already made the calls that I needed to make with people that I was close to, tell them that I was doing something mind-boggling like this. I'm already in now. And I was refusing the call. I did not want to do it. I was trying to hold on to my image, right? I was trying to hold on to Ken Billions. I was trying to hold on to the rapper that I was and the blogger that I was and Facebook personality. And I was trying to hold on because what? And then when I accepted it, I'm like, fuck it, then I'm going to go suffer. And it was all about suffering, right? I called it the peace walk, but in my mind, once I began to accept what was going on, I'm like, fuck it, I'm about to die on camera and let everybody watch. You know what I mean? I'm about to suffer on camera and let everybody see me. You know what I mean? I'm about to suffer on camera and it's going to be so horrific and people going to cry. I was really, after I accepted, I was really going out there to, that's it. Right? So the ordinary world, the world before, right? Then you got the call to adventure. Then you got refusal of the call. So I was popping the shit, and then I was like, I don't want to go, right? Then number 4, meeting the mentor. The hero encounters a guide or teacher who provides guidance, wisdom, and preparation for the journey. I had a lot of guides. Someone packed my bag. This is how crazy. My bag was all packed, fucked up. One of my loved ones packed my bag. I had to repack my bag. She was a guide. You know what I mean? That was the only person when I said, I'm gonna do this crazy ass shit, she didn't try to stop me. She was like, go. That was so crazy. Like, she said, go. Like, when I think about it, like, but yeah, she said, go. Now think about that shit. I was about to do something crazy. And I shared this with somebody deeply close to me. And I said, I'm doing this peace walk, I'm doing this. They didn't try to stop me. You know what I'm saying? I needed to do that, what I did. And my move was going to have an effect on them in a couple different ways, right? And they didn't try to stop me. You know what I mean? Maybe they wanted to get rid of me. It's possible. Maybe they seen the bigger picture of never getting a person's way on the path. Possible. The main thing is the people in our lives, when we are about to do a path as crazy as I did, right? What do they say? You have people in your life right now like that. You could be thinking of the wildest shit that you need to do for yourself, and it might not make sense. What are they gonna say? Even if you leaving or you doing may put them in a hole, they may be dependent on you for something, right? When it comes to transformation, who do you got in your life, right? Who do you got in your life that's going to stand in your way of the path? Hey, I need to do this or I'm gonna die. But shit, I need you to pay bills, or I need you to watch these kids, or I need you to give me a ride to work, or you play a role in my life. Yo, think about this shit. You might need to change, like I did. I needed to change bad. You might need to change. You might need to scale. You might need to become something else. But if you do that, it is going to affect the people around you in a way because they may be dependent on you staying like that. How many people do you know in your life will tell you to do that shit, even if it has a financial impact on them or a social impact on them? It affects their housing. It affects their livelihood. People needed DMX to stay high. They didn't want him sober. They needed the dog to record like that because he was going to put out fire. I'm sure they was facilitating the drugs to him. They needed him to stay like that. They didn't need him to change. Right? The people in your life, listen when I'm telling you this. The people in your life don't want you to heal, many of them, because if you heal, it's going to affect that pussy that you are giving that man. If that man heals, right? Sis, you don't want that man to heal, because if he heal, he not going to pay your bills, because him paying your bills is against self-preservation. That's bad financial management. You know why? Because there's no return on the money that he's giving. How many people got it like that to be paying someone fucking bills? You want to put $1 in and get $2 back. Him paying your bills, he don't get nothing back. He's doing that because he's not healed. If he was healed, he would take that money and invest it into a skill, or he would require you to be in business and y'all would be on paperwork that he's going to put money to your business, not your bills. Only an unhealed nigga comes in and be like, let me pay all your bills. I'm sorry. I said it. Who am I? I am an expert on shadow work. When you're really about your money, you're going to put the money to business, not to bills. These ain't business bills. These are consumer bills. But an unhealed man will do that. That man don't want that woman to heal. Because if she heals, he might can't come through at 2, 3, 4 in the morning without talking to her for a couple days. Come in and just scrape. No, he needs her to stay exactly the same. He needs her to be in a state of fear of losing this man, right? People don't want you to heal, right? Your children don't want you to heal. You know what I'm saying? Because if you heal, then you're going to require your children to put in more work. People benefit off of us being broken. So my loved one, I respect them because when I said this is what I'm doing, that is the only person that said, do that shit. There was no conversation. Now, there could have been a lot of reasons, but she said, do that shit. So the ordinary world, the call to adventure, refusal to call, meeting a mentor. I didn't necessarily have mentors. I've had a lot of guides over the years. But the main guide for this peace walk, they packed my bag differently. My bag was fucked. Again, I was going out there to die. I didn't pack it right. I didn't have a flashlight. I didn't have medical supplies. I didn't have nothing. I didn't give a damn. I just was like, I'm going to walk and I'm going to pass out somewhere. Number 5 of departure, crossing the first threshold. The hero commits to the adventure and leaves the ordinary world, entering into the special world. The quest truly unfolds. Ego death. Okay. Me crossing the threshold in the hero's journey in what I did was when I had my camera like this in my face and I let everybody see how I looked, what I was doing. I laid under an underpass. I was under a bridge. I talked about if my water runs out, I might have to drink my own urine. I legit had an ego death. Who I thought I was, finito. And I recorded it and let everybody see. So I was crossing that first threshold. I had to dissolve. I had to destroy who Ken was. And I did that because the conversations that was coming from behind what I did was crazy. But I get it though. I get it. I can't even be in my feelings. It's people that still haven't talked to me. That was 4 months ago. It's people that still haven't talked to me because in that ego death, it was attached to other people, right? People pick sides. People didn't know how to feel, right? People still haven't said shit to me. I get it. because in putting the camera to my face, I was talking a lot. I haven't went back and watched that shit. So I don't even know what was coming out of my mouth, but I put people in my business. I'm thinking I'm going to die. So when I crossed the first threshold, it was a legit ego death. Everything you think about me, I'm killing. The number one thing I did was kill my image. People had never seen me look like that. In your healing journey, if you're still holding on to your hair, if you're still holding on to your glamour, to me, you playing. You playing. Because when you are really deconstructing your psychology, when you are really breaking yourself down to bring yourself back up, when you are really becoming the phoenix rising through the ashes, you don't care about your hair. You don't care about glamour. You don't care about smelling good. You don't care about drip. No, you are dying. But the first thing that's going to die is how you look. That's the first thing that was gone. Right? That's the first thing that was gone is my image. Shout out to the chat, the people that was there. I know I gotta get back in the algorithm in terms of going live. So I know how this goes, right? But the people that show up, salute to y'all. Salute to y'all. Because when I look at my live history, I'm like, I ain't been showing up like that. And not like this. I've been doing little quick stories and quick shorts and shit like that. But this is all about the algorithm. So whoever show up on this or the replay, salute to you. Like, one thing that I realized in this thing that I've went through, it let me know that, yeah, I used to have hundreds of thousands of followers on Facebook, but the couple hundred people that fuck with me on YouTube really fuck with me. Salute, because like hardcore. So in the future, I'm definitely gonna put something together that I want to try to cross paths with people. You know what I mean? I've been standoffish in that way. I never did a meetup. I never did none of that shit. I kind of was like, kind of wanted to keep a distance, but like the way that I put everybody in my business, there ain't no goddamn distance at this point. So understand in the healing shit, especially for guys, every man needs to have an ego death. The first part of your ego death is maleness. This ideal of, masculinity. That shit is killing you, fam. I'm telling you, it's killing you. You don't even know who you are or what you are. You are born into a matrix, and everyone is assigning roles to you. They don't even ask you if you like the role or if you can perform the duties of the role or none of that. You understand? For a man, you want to deconstruct and have an ego death of what it is to be a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's times you need to cry, but you can't because it won't go past this thing of maleness. There's times you need to feel and connect, but you can't because it won't go past this feeling of maleness. I'm a man. I'm supposed to. Listen, if it's your nature to do something, then we wouldn't say suppose. We don't say the sun is supposed to shine. You already know what it's hitting for, right? You can track the phases of the moon every month. It's the same. There is no suppose. But if we say a man is supposed to be a protector and a provider, then clearly it ain't baked in. Because if it's baked in, you don't have to say suppose. When a baby gets out, it cries. Or you smack it on the ass, something is wrong with it, right? It already knows to go to the nipple. That's natural, right? 99.9 or damn near 100% of women, no matter their nationality in the world, have a cycle. We don't say suppose. We say supposed to things that we would like to be true, but it's not. So you need to cry. You've been through hella shit. And you're just carrying it. You need to be vulnerable. You need to feel. You know what I'm saying? You need to deconstruct maleness. So you got maleness, then you got your environment at the same time. Then you got hip hop shit. Then you got the set. Then you got roles in relationships. You used to be a little boy playing with fire trucks. You so far away from dreams. The average man is living a life that he is settled for. You don't want that, bitch. Women be popping it online about settling. They don't think that they are the settle, which is hilarious because they got a pussy. So they think that, no, men settle too. Most men are living that Al Bundy poke high existence. You have settled. Your dreams are gone. You are going to be at that same job for the rest of your life. Fucking that same woman for the rest of your life. Another Thanksgiving. This is why I did the peace walk. I'm not about none of that shit. None of that shit. None of that shit. I was married. I want more. I had another woman too. I want more. No, none of this shit is enough. I'm not gonna continue to keep doing this cycle over and over again. Nope. Says who? Well, a man is supposed. I ain't a real man. I ain't a real man. Nope, sorry. I'm not a real man. Christmas after Christmas, Thanksgiving after Thanksgiving, duty after duty. What for what? For what? What the fuck? For what? Why are we over and over and over again? Why? And then be 60, 70 years old thinking about what if? The average man has settled. I'm not settling for shit. Straight up, I'm in the win. I don't get what I want. Cool. That's with anybody. I will never settle. I have settled. When I did that peace walk, that broke all the chains. I will never settle ever again. Hey, this is what I want. You can't give it to me? Cool, I'm gone. That's with people. That's with environment. Cool, I'm not begging. I'm not asking. I'm not negotiating. None of that shit. I'm not doing one-sided energy. None of that shit. I put myself in crazy positions before craving intimacy, wanting shit. Man, fuck no. I'm in the win. I'm out. You might catch me driving across country. The way that my life is set up right now, ain't no telling where I'm gonna be. Ain't no telling. I will never go back to how I was living before. Never. Even though it had lit elements, nah, I settled too. Most men are settling. You sitting on that couch like Al Bundy, thinking about the game-winning 3 you hit in 12th grade. You ain't did shit since. But I'm a man and I'm supposed to. Says who, nigga? Says who? For most guys, happiness is not even a concept. You think that's some shit for women and children. Never. 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 So for a guy, you need to have an ego death of maleness, of destroying that shit in you, of melting away of that. What happened to the boy that had dreams and goals and you wanted to be somewhere and I got responsibilities, man? Listen, you dying. You're dying in your responsibilities, all for the sake of, listen how crazy this shit is. As a guy, you're programmed in your mind to go out and labor for other people, and your return for the labor is appreciation. Get the fuck out of here. No, sorry. Not doing it. Ever again. Hell no. For nobody. Appreciation? What? Do you know how I had to make that money? Penitentiary chances, did this, did that for outside of babies. That's all babies can give. Like for a woman to just be like, "Oh yeah, I appreciate what you do for me." What? That's it? No, that's for anybody. And I've took penitentiary chances. I've like put in labor to get money to do shit. For what? For what? You know what I mean? For ego. Just to be the man. Fuck that. Hell no. You could. Yeah. And I'm going to tell you one thing. So stay on the traditional man path, right? I'm 41, right? Now track my face to 50 and track yours. I bet you'll look older than me. I bet I will be aging gracefully, getting more bouncy. You stay the traditional man, right? I guarantee your health declines. I guarantee you won't be able to run a mile. I guarantee you won't be able to move around and be bouncy. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. And your only outlet to a little piece of happiness is going to be a prostitute. You're going to go to that prostitute and talk about how much you hate your life. Straight up. You're going to go to the sex worker and talk about how much you hate your life. You ain't even clapping her cheeks. You over there venting, spending $300 for a therapy session to the sex worker to tell, I know, nigga. I know, because I've been every guy. Yeah. You ain't even there to clap cheeks. You there venting of how you don't, man. No, sir. So let me be your inspiration for that. I'll walk away from any woman. Don't give a fuck. Oh, yeah? I'll plead. I'll plead. My fire burns hot. And then, all right, I'm in the wind, right? And I'm a mama child. When I'm in the wind, I'm in the wind. You know what I'm saying? I will never be that guy again. I will never like crashing out. I'll never be that again. Never, ever. Because why? So that ego death, I was still dealing with some of my ego death recently of let me kill this shit. You know what I'm saying? What is going on with me? Why, like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes as a man, you'll find yourself literally, and it'll go back to some childhood shit. You're begging to be seen. You know what I mean? Look at me, witness me, sleep with me, touch me, feel me. You know what I mean? Being in a sexless marriage. If you're a guy in a sexless marriage, here's the thing. Don't blame the woman first. If you're a guy in a sexless marriage, would you sleep with you? Be honest. Right? Are you at the top of your game? If you're in a relationship, girlfriend, fiance, wife, and the woman is not sleeping with you, don't put that on her, right? Because sex shouldn't be duty. It should be primal, animalistic, attractive. People who sex is sacred. Man, animals do it. Get the fuck out of here. This shit is primal, right? Dogs and shit, like it's called doggy style, right? Trying to make this shit some, man, listen, trying to make it more than what it is. If the women around you is not jumping your bones, you ain't putting them in that state. You need evidence that they're not attracted to you. But the only evidence that you can have is if you are clicking on all cylinders as a guy. That is the only way you'll know if the woman in your life is really attracted to you. What does your weight look like? Like, to expect with your wifey to sleep with you when you're out of shape, that's not fair. I know. Right? I expected people in my life to sleep with me, and I wasn't clicking on all cylinders. Duty. Why you want to have a woman give you pussy based on duty? Think about that. Like, she ain't even all the way wet as she can be, because really she don't want to do it. You're not putting her in a state. Chris Brown puts her in a state, though. Her celebrity crush puts her in a state, though. He in the gym. He got motion. You know what I'm saying? He's making her ovulate when it ain't even her time. So as a guy, you need evidence that she's not feeling you. So what's your motion look like? What's your image look like? What do other women want you? When you walk through the door, do you have that thing? If she not fucking with you and you clicking on all cylinders, that's your evidence. But by that time, who gives a fuck, bitch? I got other people looking at me. Fuck you. Straight up. But ego death. Every man needs to have an ego death. And your first ego that needs to die is your male ego of how you show up in the world, especially in a world of self-driving cars. This is not 1920. We ain't never going back, yo. You have to redefine masculinity and all that shit. You have to redefine what a man is. But you see, notice Dame Dash. He's out of season. And this is a legend. He's out of season. The principles he's standing on and all that Harlem shit, he has to purge that. That's 90s cocaine shit. We ain't there no more. We not there. But on the healing journey, you got to purge that shit. I grew up on that. Right? So crossing the threshold, the hero commits to the adventure and leaves the ordinary world, entering the special world. The quest truly unfolds. So for me, that was an ego death. And my ego death was I put the camera in my face and let everybody judge me. I let everybody witness what was happening to me. So that's departure, the ordinary world, the call to adventure, refusal of the call, meeting the mentor, crossing the first threshold, departure, initiation, tests, allies, and enemies. In the special world, the hero faces challenges, forms friendships with allies, and confronts their foes. Yo, let me tell you something. Imagine me rocking with the Nation of Islam, Nation of Gods and Earths, 5%er shit, the Nawapian Nation, all these little black cults. And the white man. Okay, I can see how you said that. When I was on my way to Payson, I wasn't going to make it. I wasn't. A white man pulled over. Randy, military dude, let me in his car. I was not going to make it. First off, if you're going to do some crazy shit like walk to New York or do some physical, you got to train for that. I didn't train. I was going off insanity. That's the only thing that was making me go. Right? And I didn't prepare. And I'm walking and this dude pulls over and lets me in the car. That happened to me a couple times. The next time, a dude and he's with his family. He got his lady and his girl in the car. I mean, his daughter. These are allies, right? Now, the test, I was tested. The first night when I walked through this pitch black, man, I was so scared. If anybody was there when I was live, please, if you was there, press 7 when I was going live and I walked through the darkness. Anybody, just anybody that was here, if you can, if you're able to. I could have ended the mission right there. Man, I was so scared. It was so dark. Like, it was so dark, yo. And it's funny because I always thought that I was this dark dude. You know what I'm saying? I always thought that I was this dark cat, right? Yo, man, when I walk through that darkness, nothing is darker than nature. And it's ill because when I'm driving now, I'll be in the dark. I'll literally pull over and pitch back dark and I can sit there. I could walk through the darkest shit right now and feel totally at home. I was so scared. And what it makes me think about is, how scared are we? Yo, if you're behind on your bills, it's because of fear. It ain't because of hard work. It's because of fear. You fear what it's like to not be that. Because why are you behind in America? Relationships, health. Yo, I look at pictures from this time last year. I didn't know how much weight that I was carrying. And fuck y'all, because y'all didn't tell me. Nobody said anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't even know it. I'm like, damn, I was eating good. I didn't know that shit. I used to be an athlete. I used to hoop. I didn't know I was carrying around weight like that. Now when I see the pictures, I'm like, holy shit. But that's fear. First off, it's lack of discipline. But it's fear, though. It's fear. Because how would my life look if I wasn't like that? So the fear is, if I look different, then I would get different attention. And there was a fear associated with that shit. Straight up. A lot of times I've been frivolous and not been a good steward of my money. Fear. What if I stay on this track? What will happen to my life? That's fear. Sometimes we crash out because we are terrified of success. A lot of men, you ain't scared. Oh, I don't want to get married. You don't want to get married. You don't want to find the right woman because you're afraid of being happy. You ain't afraid of her leaving. You're afraid of her staying. Ooh. Ain't that the girlies? That was a bar. That was a bar. That just came to me. All this talk about alimony and child support and the woman leaving. You ain't afraid of the woman leaving. You're afraid of her staying. Because what if she stayed and she is solid and all the dumbass shit you try to do to push her away, she ain't going nowhere. She fucking with you. A lot of men say that too. Well, why you like me for? You know what I'm saying? That's fear. The fear of being loved by somebody and you're not where you think you should be. So you are questioning the individual that's loving you. I've done that shit before. That's fear. You men don't fear the woman leaving and taking everything. You fear her staying and being everything. Oh, yeah. Get my swag back a little bit. Give me like 2 weeks. Give me like 2 weeks. I'm going to be, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to be right back at this shit. Give me a second to warm back up. You know what I mean? But that's real. The red pill and all this shit is all about what happens if the woman leaves and take everything. That ain't what you afraid of, yo. You afraid of if she stays and if she is everything. The girl of your dreams, your best friend, you're the best whore, the best. She is just into you. You scared of that. So the only thing you could think of if her leaving, listen to the conversation and the narratives. Men lose, men stand. What do men benefit? Because they can lose everything. You never think about why you put yourself in the statistics. Why do you look at Jeff Bezos' life or a celebrity's life and then mirror that? Who said that's you? You are afraid of success. A lot of us put ourselves in messed up situations so we don't win because the win is scary. You don't want to be Tom Brady. Hell no, because it's all eyes on you. You want to be Jamarcus Russell. You want to be Phillip Rivers. Real good, but you ain't win. Because when you win, shit is different. When you're up, shit is different. When you're not moving, shit is different. When you catch that win and everybody see it, your life is different. When all your bills is paid and you in a new season, everything is different. Because what now? What now? A lot of people in relationships, this shit work because y'all poor. What would happen if y'all get up? Would you even like her? Would you even like him? Most women have never had no dick that ain't struggling. Because what would you do with a dick that's not struggling? What would you do with a dick that don't need you to work on him? You won't even know. You intentionally find niggas that you have to work on. Because what would happen if you get with a guy that don't want you or need you for that shit? You could just show up. You don't want that because that will require a different version of you. You are used to unhealed men, and that's what you prefer because you don't have to rise as the woman. You could go in your same old ass rusty medicine bag and get your old tarot cards that's all folded up at the corner. Them old ass cards. You still using them old cards. Them old ass spells. You are outdated witch. You need to upgrade your palmistry. You need to upgrade your divinations and shit, love. That's why you keep fucking with those kind of guys because it keeps you as a low tier bottom, not bottom bitch, but a bottom witch. Let me get a couple weeks. I'm going to get my thing back. Them is bars. Them is bars. Y'all don't got to give me anything. I already know. Bars. Yeah. Old ass spells. That's why you keep messing with the regular dude. But what happens with it when you come through the door when you can put that shit away for a second? You don't need that. That shit is scary. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the positions that we're in, it's because of fear. Because what would happen if I start making better decisions? What would happen if I start being more? It's shit required. I keep it a stack with you. There was a dollar amount that I was terrified of. I had got used to the dollars that I was doing. There was a certain dollar that I was terrified of because my behavior was going to have to change. And I ain't want to change. God damn it. You know? So test allies, enemies. Did I meet any enemy? Oh, I'll address that in the next one. So this is initiation, okay? Uh approach. Approach it to the innermost cave. The hero gets closer to the heart of the story's greatest challenge, both physically and emotionally. There was one time, this was a day where I got no rides. Oh, I got a ride from a cop. I was in the dumps, right? And this was the first time in the trip when I was walking where I was questioning why I was here. And I was thinking about ways that I showed up for people. And I was really disappointed because I just felt like I was doing the most and they wasn't doing the most back to me. So I was just having a moment, right? I was in my head, like just, you know what I'm saying? And nothing was going right for me that day. It was a rough day of walking. And the innermost cave to me is not a place outside, it's a place in the heart. You know what I'm saying? One of the things that I've struggled with in my peace walk, in my transformation, I am a transactional giver. I don't give shit from the heart. I want something back for sure. Yeah, I am I give you this, you give me that, right? So for me, my innermost cave is dealing with resentment of expecting people to be me. And that's not fair because people are them, right? Expecting people to show up in the way that I show up for them. The reason why that's not fair is because how I show up is my own personal gift, and how other people show up is their own personal gift. And asking, right, that to somebody to be me is not fair, because if they be me, then that's not their gift, right? So my innermost cave, I my mother was that kind of giver. She was like a giver. All right, now I want something from you back. It was always tied to something, right? So me giving people things, dealing with the innermost cave, it's hard. It's been hard to do it from the heart because I do want something, right? But people are allowed to give back through their gift. You know what I'm saying? People are allowed to get back through their gift. You know what I mean? That's fair. Okay, so that's my innermost cave. Excuse me, my innermost cave has been heart work of I'm upset because I have given and given and given and given, and I don't feel like it's coming back to me. It comes back, right? You just can't be attached to how it comes back. Even if when you give, it doesn't come back from that person. Just the energy of giving, it creates other energies. Like when I'm traveling, I don't know how close I be to accidents, right? But because I gave to somebody, I created an energy around me. So I'm missing accidents by inches because I have gave, right? So my innermost cave has been my own heart, because the things that I have given has came back to me. It just has not came back to me in the wave that I'm looking for. But why should it though? It's not going to. You know what I'm saying? So test allies, approach to the innermost cave, the ordeal, the ordeal. The hero's most significant test, a life or death moment where everything is on the line. For me, this was the day that I stopped. When I stopped walking was very difficult because my ego had got involved. Because I told everybody that I'm going to New York and I'm not there. I'm in New Mexico. How are people going to look at me? See, it's not about that. It's not about that, right? It's about the transformation. That's why I was doing it for. It's not about whether I make it to New York or not. It's about becoming, and I became. So I was starting to think of, I am doing this because I said to everybody that I'm going to make it to New York, and what are people going to think if I didn't make it to New York? You know what I'm saying? But I had to listen to my body, because up until that point that I stopped, I had nothing but favor, for real. And something came over me and told me that if I continue this journey, I'm not going to have favor. If I continue down this path, I'm going to suffer. I'm going to struggle, for sure. I wasn't going to make it to New York. I think about it often, like, damn, what if I kept going? I wouldn't have made it. I wouldn't have made it. That's just real shit. I wouldn't have made it. Something would have happened to me. The reason why I wouldn't have made it is because as I kept going, I would have got comfortable being out there. I wouldn't have made it. I would have, and even if I did, I wouldn't have been, if I made it, I wouldn't have been, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have been right if I made it. It was a lose-lose. I stopped when I was supposed to. Even though that was a ego stroke, you know what I mean? I meant an ego ding, you know what I mean? Of, oh, you said you was going to New York, and people thinking I scammed and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? You know, but I wouldn't have made it though. I wouldn't have made it. And I think about that often, you know, especially when 4th of July came. I was like, damn, I could have been in New York. I wouldn't have made it to New York. And if I did make it to New York, I would have been cuckoo. I would have been cuckoo. And what I was looking for, I wouldn't have found. So I probably would have started another walk. Goddamn, I'm walking to Antarctica now. You know what I mean? So the test was to know when to fold them. The ordeal, know when to fold them. It's over. You did your big one. You know what I mean? You did your big one. And had I kept going, I would have lost my child. I already put my child through shit a lot, doing it, leaving. You know what I mean? Leaving. I walked out on my kid. I had to though. But I put him through something. You know what I'm saying? If I would have kept going, he's a senior right now. This would have been a disaster. So, you know. So we have test, allies, enemies. This is all initiation. Approach to the innermost cave, the ordeal, and the next one is the reward. Having survived the ordeal, the hero gains a reward, often a treasure on a new knowledge. For me, my operating system changed. I think before I was operating on fake confidence. My confidence was about things and stuff. I was drawing from material shit. That's what I was being confident of. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I got cars and because I'm doing this and because I'm doing that. So I was standing on fake confidence. But what I did with the peace walk, I got something that cannot be taken from me. I got courage. Like I believe I reset the aging thing on me. Like I feel really young. You know what I'm saying? I feel really young. Yes, I'm reading from the hero's journey, fam. I can't see your name. It's kind of far, but yeah, I'm reading from the hero's journey. And I'm plugging it into the peace walk and trying to relate it to you as well. But I feel really young. Like I'm not connected to the number of my age. Oh, 41. I feel really young. I'm bouncy as fuck. I want to fuck. I want to do shit. Like I'm like, like I'm like very like that's how I feel. Like my testosterone is like I reversed the aging thing. You know what I mean? Courage. I feel brave. I the fear that I have though is dialing in to the thing that I have in my head. I've seen glimpses of it and the dialing in because I don't know where it'll take me. And it's a positive thing, right? But just dialing in, dialing in to this guy, but I'm dialing in now, and so I'm eager to go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. But I changed my operating system. Like if you black, you gotta kill the nigga shit. And there ain't no difference between blacks and niggas. Right? Black is just a well-behaved Christian. Nigga is the rebellious side. The nigga is just a Christian that don't go to church. That's all it is. There's a difference between black people and nigga. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. A black man is just a well-behaved Christian, and a nigga is a rebellious Christian that deals that done fucking become communist and shit. You gotta kill that shit, yo. Because inside of the black frequency is cardiovascular disease, it's hypertension, it's depression, it's a lot of shit. You gotta kill it. You know what I mean? So what I did was I changed my operating system. I am not the guy that I was before at all. Right? At all. You know what I'm saying? My ability to pour in myself, my ability to like I used to be as lit as my life was, I just had a thing that I needed to be seen. I want to be loved, I want to be loved. And you know, I put myself in crazy situations just so a person love on me. Childhood shit. I ain't like that no more, dog. I ain't like that no more. I had one little last thing to get over, and after that, like, I ain't like that no more. Like, you fuck with me. You don't, you don't. I see you, I see you. We talk, we talk. It ain't nothing. You know what I mean? Cool. Life goes on. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's with anybody. I don't care who it is. You know what I'm saying? But my operating system, like, I can start anything. I started writing my name. I started writing on my left hand recently. You know, shit like that. Just, you know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna tell you one of my big plans I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just show you. But just coming up with just places to take my life. I'm super excited about my life and abilities and where I could go. You know what I mean? Like, so that was my reward, the operating system. So that's initiation, test allies, enemies, approach to the innermost cave, the ordeal reward, the return. Oof. The road back. The hero begins the journey home, but the dangers are not over. I'm not going to lie to you. After I did the peace walk, I was desperately trying to find the old version of myself because I was a little scared about who I am right now. Right. So I tried to create old memories and old seasons and shit like that. And no matter what I did, it wouldn't pop. First of all, like the people from my old life don't even exist no more. There was, you know, just trying to have some familiarity, trying to be important. You know what I mean? Like no one ain't hitting my phone. Man, my phone's so dry. My phone is dry. This is the driest my phone ever been. My shit used to be, Ken, we have an issue coming here. You do. I might get a picture out the blue. Hey, big head for some work from years ago. When I say my phone is dry, my phone is dry. I'm not the dude that I was before. My shit dry. My shit used to be active. So does that make me feel away sometimes? Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Because I was important. You know what I mean? So the road back, I was a little triggered by that of, what I'm saying, like trying to be important and I'm not important and ain't nobody checking for me. But all of my new people and seasons and mistakes are gonna come from my new normal that I create. You know what I'm saying? But the road back was tough. So whatever your transformation looks like, you're gonna have a moment of weakness where you are trying to be your old self because you was important. And in your transformation, when the dust settles, you're gonna see you're not important as you thought you was. And you're gonna spend a lot of time alone. I spend a lot of time alone right now. It was always people around me before. I was always in something. I am alone a lot. Because when I tell you the life, what I did cost me, it did. I paid a huge price. I gambled on some shit too that was very expensive and it didn't crack, didn't hit, you know? And I'm to somebody catch me right now, you should, I ain't never been like this. You know what I mean? There's really, but on the flip side, I could be anywhere. I could be in any city. I could be in any state. I don't got shit holding me back. I could do anything I want. You know what I mean? But this is an interesting thing. I'm spending a lot of time dolo because what I did, I destroyed my entire network. I destroyed my all of my relationships, all of them. So yeah, the road back. You know what I'm saying? It can be dangerous because the silence is loud. You know what I mean? The silence of being alone is dumb loud, yo. It's crazy. And you grasping for air of like, oh, man, should I call this person? Should I, you know what I mean? Should I, just go through it, feel it. It's just a season. Or it could be my new normal for the rest of my life. That's fine. You know what I mean? That's the path. You know what I'm saying? So the return to roll back, the resurrection, the final and often most dangerous hurdle before returning home. Um, damn, know I'm blind, right? The 499 IMT chant. Appreciate you, love. Thank you. You know what I mean? Um, you don't know how I ain't even gonna hold you. Like seeing that come through, that make a nigga feel good. I ain't even gonna hold you. You know what I'm saying? There was times where I used to be on my high horse because I was getting it in other things where super chat or if it come through or not, I'm like, I ain't tripping off the little $5 or whatever. That shit right there, I'm like, I appreciate that because I don't go live like I used to, but I got to come back to the microphone. I got work to do. So something like that, you know what I mean? That 499, that shit look like 4,000. I appreciate you. The resurrection, the final and off the most dangerous hurdle before returning home. Um, the hurdle was I didn't want to come back. I thought I was a failure. Seriously, I thought I was a failure because I said that I'm gonna do the peace walk and go to New York, and that was big. You know what I mean? I was I remember on the bus coming back from New Mexico, I was like, what now? You know what I mean? I was like, what now, man? Damn. But physically, I couldn't hold up. My body just started hurting and just, I listened to the call. The same thing that made me start walking was the same thing that made me stop. You know what I'm saying? So that was the hurdle. You know what I mean? When you are coming back from your transformation, you are gonna bump into your own ego. You're gonna bump into yourself you're gonna question yourself. You know what I mean? But the thing about the transformation, you gotta come back. Whatever you're doing, you gotta go back and finish the shit. Right? If you get lost in transformation, you're gonna create another set of problems. You have to finish your work, or you're going to get caught in the cycle of keep coming back to the planet trying to finish the work. And if you get caught in transformation, you're going to go absolutely crazy. After you do the work, after you burn shit down, after you go crazy, after you look ugly, all that shit, after you do what I did in your way, you got to come back. You have to finish things. You ain't done. You can't duck the smoke. You got to come back. I had unfinished shit. You know what I'm saying? I had unfinished shit. From the position that I was, it was easy to stay outside. I ain't had no responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? Like, my kid would have ended up, you know what I'm saying? People would have wrapped their arms around him because his daddy did some old crazy shit. But in the long run, I'm all he know. You know what I mean? How it would have affected him in the long run. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta come back. You gotta come back. So the return with the elixir, the hero returns to the ordinary world, transformed by their experience and bringing back a treasure, knowledge, or a gift to benefit the community. So my elixir to you, right? My elixir to you, my gift to you is myself. Let me tell you what I mean by that. I did it, you've seen it, and I'm here in front of you to let you know that it can be done. You don't have to do the peace walk and go crazy, but you got to do something. Peace walk your finances. Peace walk your relationships. Peace walk your career. Peace walk your location. You know what I'm saying? Get the shit going. Burn it so it can grow. But get the fuck on. Right? Outside every day, I see self-driving vehicles on the highway. We are in the future. We don't have time to waste. The old world is not coming back, and I am sorry. No matter what your religion is, your God is not going to help you with robots. You're on your own. You can pray and pray and pray. Them jobs is still going to go to Boston Dynamic little dogs and shit. Right? You have to burn it to build it, whatever it is. So my elixir to you, my gift to you is me. Because you see me do it. You can do it. I am here live in the flesh. You see me ugly as a motherfucker. You see me outside. Like, what the fuck is happening to Ken? Now I am here. I am back to let you know you can go on your path. You're gonna be all right. But you gotta get past the money shit. You gotta get past the trauma shit. You gotta get past the black shit. You gotta get past your environment. You gotta get past your gender. You gotta get past your education. And sometimes Going to a therapy session, sitting on a couch, just venting ain't enough. You got to take gasoline and light your life on fire. You know I'm not just talking. I did it. How many people talking on the microphone is talking to you about something they did? No, you have TikTok girlies saying, women, you need to, and don't do. Guess what she's not saying? What she did. You have dudes talking to men saying men this and men that, and you got to focus on yourself. Guess what he doesn't say? What it looks like to focus on yourself. What does it look like for you to pour into yourself? What does it look like for you to be disciplined? Teach the world based on your own life, not theory. You're going to be all right. You got to go on the journey. You got to. You got to. What do I think my purpose is? My purpose is transformation. Transforming. That's my purpose. And to be disruptive while I'm doing it. I got proof. One of my other proof is go back to a live video that I did last September, right? Go back to it. It's on my YouTube. Look at me then and look at me now. I got proof. I don't look the same. I'm not moving the same. Everything in my shit is different. I already know. Nigga busting through the camera. I'm already knowing. Yeah. I went and died and came back to life. Live for real. You know what I'm saying? So everything that I'm talking about, I am not talking any theory. I did it all. The weight loss, the changing of the operating system, the shadow work, the healing work, the hero's journey, you name it, I did it. I don't know about making millions of dollars on the stock market. I never did it. But when it comes to this shadow shit, genuine article, baby. You know what I mean? And you can be too. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't have a website right now. This is what I mean when I say I burnt everything. I don't even have a website. I burned everything to start over. In this economy, in this presidency, everything. So there ain't nothing, you can't book a session and all that. I'll get back to all those things, but I burned everything. Where's my Facebook page that had damn near 400,000? Burn. Everything. Everything. So no excuses. I don't care how pretty you are. Die to your face. Come up out of your face. I don't care what your height is, bro. Die to your height. That's your identity. Come up out that. Have an ego death. For a woman, have an ego death in your glamour. For a man, have an ego death in your grammar. You know what I'm saying? So, we're back on the mic though. So it's going to take us time to get back in the algorithm. But look at my path. My shit is public. It's still on YouTube. Go to year 2021. Look at my builds. Look at what I was talking about. Look at me then. Look at me now. I documented, showed everything. The shit that you don't know, it's not your business. But a lot of it is public. You know what I'm saying? And I am proof on your path. You can survive. The sun will come up. But I'm going to tell you, though, if you really heal, you are going to pay. Right? If you really transform, you are going to pay. And you're going to pay in places you didn't think you were going to pay. You're going to take L's in places that is going to shock you on, yeah, right? But you got this. I am not going to front. The Cash App is available. I'm not. When I come back to the mic, I'm not gonna be shy about that. I want money. Before I used to be like, oh no. You want me to come back to the mic, man? Because I'm official. You know what I'm saying now. But if you can, you can. If you can share the video, like the video, but give me a couple weeks. But I'm definitely back though, because it's time. You know what I'm saying? It's time. So the people that been rocking, wherever you are out there, I definitely appreciate you, because the shit that I was going through, that ain't no normal shit. You know what I'm saying? And it was people that was making sure I was fed. It was people making sure that I had a room. You know what I mean? It was people really, 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 really looking out. You know what I'm saying? You going through your own transformation? Hang in there, man. Or ma'am, I'm not sure. Hang in there. Appreciate that. Hang in there and take it day by day. Be unapologetic about it, right? Know why you're doing it though. Know why you're transforming. You know what I'm saying? It's about the transformation is an operating system. It's an internal thing that you're changing. You know what I'm saying? This shit ain't about houses. It ain't about cars. Even though you changing your operating system, you may get all that later. But the first part though, it's ugly. It's gonna be a lot of death. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a lot of death, and it's gonna be a lot of moving parts in your life. I just want to warn you that it's gonna be a lot of moving parts, and it's gonna be in some areas that you wasn't on your bingo card. Some of your for shows that you think is not that. And the only thing you're gonna have is you. Because like I said, I spend a lot of time alone right now. You know what I mean? So if you're really healing and you're really transforming, you're gonna go through the stages, and then the sun gonna come up. You know what I mean? And your feet is gonna get back under you. But the transformation is not a day. It's not a weekend. It's a process. And as long as you can stick with it, and as best as your ability not go crazy, you're gonna be all right. What was my shit again? That's how long I ain't been doing this shit. What's my outro? I got an outro. Hold on. If we got to do this right here, right? We already lost. If we use missiles, if we got to do kick in your door, if we got to be physical, we already lost, because true warfare is above the neck. It's some mind shit. It's mind versus mind, not gun versus gun, not missile versus missile. You know what I'm saying? Mind versus mind, right? So respect to you, even if you wish me the opposite. Sooner or later, we'll all see who the prophet is, We back.